think you can. Okay.
सर के इस्यु भइरह्यो हामीले त देखिरहेको थियो सरको
के गरौँ यहाँ दिन गरौँ भइरहेको छ सेयर गर्नु दिइरहेको छैन त्यो मान्छे गरौँ राख्छु त्यो फुल स्क्रिन गरेर चाहिँ त्यो गराउँछु wow balla. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, yes sir, yes.
So we are on the 13th, actually the 14th seminar on the theme mathematics through the ages, and today's title is mathematics and economics. So I didn't want to have a mathematics modeling and all this thing because mathematics modeling has come in the recent years. I am talking about the ancient mathematics, development of mathematics from the ancient time. So instead of that, I thought that this will be better. And so I made a title, Mathematics and Economics, to show that how mathematics went inside the economics, how economics took advantage of mathematics, the development of economic theories. So that's what I want to tell you. And with a small introduction of how mathematics enter economics, or how economics benefited from mathematics, then I will go to the Nobel Prize of Economics. And people who have obtained this got the Nobel Prize in Economics, and for what reason they got the prize. So that is what I'm trying to show you today. First of all, I should start with a photo because in every seminar you will see my photo somewhere or there. This is 5th International Congress of Industrial and Applied Mathematics, become 2003. It was held in Sydney, Australia, within the span of July 12 to 24, 2003. So almost 20 years back, 19 years back. So this is Opera House in Sydney, so historical places of Sydney, Australia. So my photo over there. Because I have to show this photo because during this International Congress of Mathematics, I visited this institute. You can see mathematics, informatics, and information sciences. So I visited this school, mathematics and information sciences, during my 2003 participation in Sydney. And this is one of the professors. I don't remember his name right now, but I have a photo from 2003. And they gave me some presents. And one of the presents they gave me, I like to show over here. So the School of Mathematics, they call it. It is the largest mathematics school in Australia, internationally renowned for teaching and research excellence. Ranked #1 in Australia and #14 in the world on the basis of research impact. So you can see how important this school is. It has department in applied mathematics, pure mathematics and statistics. It has three departments, and this is their web page, Maths UNSW ETU. And go over there and search if you like something. And this is about the school which I visited, and they gave me a present, this box. They gave me a present, this box. Now you can see that on the side of this box there is written, there is no Nobel Prize for mathematics. Why not? And there are lots of formulae uh, written over here. These all formulas are related with economics, not with mathematics. These are mathematical formulas, but related with economics. Then I thought that it would be very nice to make a presentation on mathematics and economics. And on the other side of the box, there is this ring over there, circle, mathematics. Having a ring written over here. It's small, but not too much, too big box. It's a small 4 by 3 by 3 square box. And on one side, it is written, there is no Nobel Prize for mathematics. Why not? And these are, you can see, Nash equilibrium, Nobel Prize for economics. And this order equation, it is Nash equation, it is Nash equation, and it is for Nobel Prize for chemistry. And so this is order or your input, Nobel Prize for economics. This is Nobel Prize for medicine. Even in medicine, nowadays they use a lot of mathematical formulae. And this was for physics, and this is for chemistry. And this is Nobel Prize for economics. So you can see that mathematics is used in almost every field of sciences, but there is no Nobel Prize for mathematics. There are some reasons behind that, which I'm not going to discuss because our theme is Nobel Prize for economics in facility. So Nobel Memorial Prize is called Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics. The Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences, officially known as the Siberian Bank Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel. These are not during the Nobel itself, but it was after his memory. The memory is really when the person has passed away. It is an award founded by Siberian Dreams Bank. So it was founded by a bank and is annually awarded by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences to researchers in the field of economic science. So it was not a Nobel Prize named after Nobel, but it was not he started the prize over here. And real Nobel Prize is for chemistry, physics, some medical sciences, and even literature is there. And the first prize was awarded in 1969 to Ragnar Fest, who was from 1895 to 1993. He was Norwegian, and John Timbergen, he was from Netherlands. This was the first Nobel Prize in economics. Nobel Memorial Prize in economics was awarded in 1969. So not a very old one, relatively new prize over here. As of the awarding of the 2001 Nobel Prizes, 53 prizes up to now. 53 prizes in economic sciences has been given to 89 individuals. So in some years they give to 2-3% also. So up to 21, 53 prizes in economic sciences have been given, and 89 individuals have received this prize. They have been received the prize. 33% of laureates in economics are mathematicians, real mathematicians, out of their 13 PhD degree in University in Boston. It's not a doctor in mathematics, it's a doctor in philosophy, but the thesis was related with mathematical statistics from University of Oslo, Norway. Over here. You can see the genealogy of this Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics. The other one, Jan Tinberg, the first prize co-winner in 1921, did minimum problems in the natural candy economy, means minimizing problems in physics and economics from University of Netherlands. In 1933, he was appointed associate professor of mathematics and statistics at the Netherlands School of Economics, Rotterdam, where he stayed until 1973. So you can see actually the first prize winners are in some way directly related to mathematics. Now, I'll describe how mathematics entered into economics. So I'll talk with my. I have not physically met with him. Leonard Vitalyevich Karpovich. I have not physically met him during my stay over there because I stayed in Moscow up to 1983, and so he passed away in 1986. Means when I was there, he was still here, and so I wrote this controversy. Soviet mathematicians and economists. He was mathematician, also an economist, known for his theory and development of techniques for optimal allocation of resources. He is regarded as the founder of linear programming. He was the winner of Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics Sciences in 1975. Got the prize in 1975. So we'll talk deeply about this. Person, mathematician, economic, Karpovich. Karpovich was born in a family of the neurologist at St. Petersburg on January 1912. In 1926, just imagine that a person, a young boy at the age of 14, in university courses. The St. Petersburg State University is a very prominent university at the time, 1926, and there was Moscow State University, shape higher this St. Petersburg State University. His supervisor was 15 Ghosh, so I have studied some books by 15 Ghosh. After graduation from this state St. Petersburg University in 1930, so he entered in 1926 at the age of 14, and at the age of 18, he has already graduated from this university. Karpovich started teaching, combining it with intensive scientific research. Already in 1932, at the age of 20, he became a full professor at the Leningrad Institute of Civil Engineering and an assistant professor at the same St. Petersburg State University. From 1934, Karpovich was a full professor at his alma mater, means the state St. Petersburg State University. The main achievement in mathematics belongs to the Leningrad period of Karpovich's life. In the 1930s, he published more papers in pure mathematics, whereas his 1940s are devoted to computational mathematics, in which he was soon appreciated as a leader in this concept. Later of academician Nikolaevich Luzhin, very honorable prominent mathematician, who was written on October 5, 1934, demonstrated the attitude of Luzhin, one of the most eminent and influential mathematicians of that time, to the brilliance of the young prodigy, because this Karpovich was the prodigy. He was so bright at his younger age. He remarked in his letter, so Nikolai Luzhin remarked in his letter, "You must know my attitude to you. I do not know you as a man completely, but I guess a warm and admirable personality. However, one thing I know for certain, the range of your mental power, which as far as I accustom myself to guess people, open up limitless possibilities in science. I will not utter the appropriate word, but for talent. This would be like you are entitled to get more." So how he has been ranked. Karpovich has been ranked by academician Luzhin. In 1935, Karpovich made his major mathematical discovery. He defined key spaces, that is vector lattice, whose very non-empty order bounded surface as an infimum or suprainfimum. The Karpovich spaces have provided the natural framework for developing the theory of linear inequalities, which was a practically uncharted area of research on those days. Another challenging sources of interest in linear inequalities was the stock of problems of economics. So that's how slowly he tried to apply mathematics in economics, in problems of economics. He distinguished in three techniques. These three techniques are very well known. The Cauchy method of measurements, also called domination, the method of finite dimensional approximation, and the Lagrange method for the new optimization problems motivated by economics. Controversy based his study of the Banach-based versions of the Newton methods on domination in general order vector spaces. From the end of the 1930s, the source of controversy acquired new traits in his audacious breakthrough to economics. Controversy booklet, Mathematical Nature in the Organization Planning of Production, which appeared in 1939, is a material evidence of the birth of linear programming. So it is the father of linear programming. Linear programming is a technique of maximizing a linear function over of positive solutions of the system of linear equality. So I hope that many of us must have studied linear programming of maximization of functional. So price motivation. For their contribution to the theory of optimum allocation of resources, and his contribution was renowned, generalized, and developed methods for analysis of classical problems of economics as regards to optimal allocation of space. This is a photo from the Nobel Foundation kit. Economic works of contributors were hardly visible at the surface of scientific information flow in the 1940s. However, the problem of economics prevailed in his creative studies. During the Second World War, he completed the first version of his book, The Best Use of Economic Resources, which led to the Nobel Prize award to him and Jaring C. Bookmans in 1975. These two people shared the Nobel Prize in 1975. In 1975, Confucius accepted the invitation to join the newly founded Siberian division of the Academy of Sciences of the USSR. The main Academy of Sciences is in Moscow. So in Siberia in 1957, Confucius accepted the invitation to join the newly founded Siberian division of the Academy of Sciences of the USSR. He moved to Novosibirsk, which is in Siberia, and soon became a corresponding member of the Department of Economics, the first elections to the Siberian division. Because to become an academician, first of all, you have to be a corresponding member, then you will be elevated to the full academician of the Academy of Sciences. This day, his major publications were devoted to economics, with the exception of the celebrated course of functional analysis. So, he has a book on functional analysis also, with the exception of the celebrated course of functional analysis. So, the 1960s became the decade of his organization. In 1964, he was elected a full member of the Department of Mathematics of the Academy of Sciences of the USSR. And in 1965, he was awarded the Lenin Prize. So, special prize given to prominent people at that time. In these years, he vigorously propounded and maintained his views of interplay between the mathematics and economics, and exerted great efforts to instill the ideas and methods of modern science into the top economics management of the Soviet Union. It was almost in death, but the Russian school made use of this application. At the beginning of the 1970s, Confucius left Novosibirsk for Moscow, where he was deeply engaged in economic analysis, not ceasing his efforts to influence the everyday economic practice and decision making in the national economy. Cancer terminated his part in science on April 7, 1986. He was buried at Novodevsky Cemetery in Moscow. This Novodevsky Cemetery is a cemetery where only prominent people are cremated. The scientific legacy of Confucius is immense. His research in the area of functional analysis, computational mathematics, optimization, and descriptive set theory has a dramatic impact on the foundation and progress of this space. So Confucius deserved his status of one of the founders of the modern economic mathematics methods. Linear programming, his most popular and celebrated discovery, has changed the image of economics. So you can see that Confucius is a mathematician who introduced mathematics into economics. Confucius was among the first scientists that formulated optimality condition in rather general external formula. External means maximum and minimum. The scientific difficulties of practical problems and the necessity of reducing them to numerical calculation led Confucius to pondering over the nature of the rays. The Confucius studies on scalarization were primarily concentrated with the problems of economics. He was interested in from the very first days of his creative part in science. Mathematics studies, mathematics and economics. Now I'll go to the topic, so I'll leave it to mathematics. Go to mathematics and economics. Mathematics studies the forms of reasoning. The subject of economics is the circumstances of human behavior. Mathematics is abstract and substantive, and the professional decisions of mathematics do not interfere with the life routine of individuals. Economics is concrete and declarative, and the practical exercise of economics change the life of individual sustainability. So, uh, control itself, or other mathematics, we already know about control. Control on mathematics and economics. He says that George Cantor, the creator of shape theory, remarked as far as in 1983 itself that the essence of mathematics lies entirely in its freedom. The freedom of mathematics does not reduce to the absence of exogenic restriction on the subjects and methods of research. Freedom of mathematics reveals itself mostly in the new intellectual tools for conquering the ambient universe which are provided by mathematicians, mathematics for all orientation of humans by widening the frontiers of their independence. So, mathematician of economics is the unavoidable stage of the journey of the mankind into the realm of freedom. So, in 1883, though Cantor made such a remark, but the real application of mathematics in economics came into light only after Cantor's intervention. So, the 19th century is marked with the first attempts at applying mathematical methods to economics in the research by one is Anton Augustine Conrad. We don't know Augustine too much. Or Karl Marx. If you look at Capitalism by Karl Marx, you will also find something over there. William Stanley Jevons, John Wallace, and his successor in Louisiana University, Professor Wilfredo Paetro. These are some of the names where mathematics was tried to be introduced into economics. And there is John von Neumann and Leonard Antrovitz, mathematicians of the first caliber, addressed the economic problems in the 20th century. The former developed game theory, Neumann developed game theory, making it an apparatus for the study of economic behavior. The latter means Antrovitz invented linear programming for decision making in the problems of best use of limited resources. His contribution of von Neumann and Antrovitz occupy an exceptional place in science. The methodology and Christie became economist and mathematics was well described by Alfred Marshall, the founder of the Cambridge School of Non-Classicals, which is known as Marshallians. In 1922, Alfred Marshall wrote in his magnum opus, the book, The Principle of Economics, the function then of analysis and deduction in economics is not for a few long chains of reasoning, but to fork rightly many short chains and single connecting links. It is obvious that there is no room in economics for long trains of deductive reasoning. The principal discovery of Cantor's at the junction of mathematics and economics is linear programming, which is now studied by hundreds of thousands of people throughout the world. The term signifies the colossal area of science which is allocated to linear optimization models. In other words, linear programming is the science of the theoretical and numerical analysis of performance in which we seek for optimal value of some system of indices of process whose behavior is described by simultaneous linear inequalities. The term linear programming was minted in 1951 by Koopmans, is a Dutch American mathematician and economist, and in 1985. The most commendable contribution of Koopmans was the ardent promotion of the methods of linear programming and the strong defense of Cantor's priority in the invention of these methods. He was the joint winner with Leonard Cantor of the Nobel Prize of Sciences. We work on the of optimal allocation of resources. So, the little of Koopmans, the links are Koop and 1985. So, both these mathematicians died on the same year, 1985. Jan Charles Koopman was born on 20th August 1910 in Graafland, the Netherlands. His parents were George Koopman and his son Van Den Zee, his mother. His father was the principal of the school with the Bible, Protestant. Christian are Christian, one of the side of Christians are Protestant. He went to the University of Utrecht at the age of 17. So Karl Marx, The Capital, Volume 1, came to be the first book in economics that Koopman studied. I have also studied this Karl Marx, Capital. Man has gained a lifelong interest in the prior formation of the fundamental parts of economic theory that doesn't require specifying the institutional form of society to be used as a framework for the system, and there is no different in the system. Still in Utrecht in the university, a physics friend that mentioned to him that a new field called mathematical economics was being developed, and that Jan Tinbergen, 1994 from Netherlands, a former student of Ehrenfest, 1903, he was an Austrian Dutch, was the leader in the field in the Netherlands. So this Jan Tinbergen was a Dutch economist who was awarded the first Nobel Prize in economics, science in 1969, which he shared with Rager Fresh, 1895-1973 from Norway, for having developed and applied dynamic methods for the analysis of economic processes. And this Tinbergen, who held a PhD in physics from the University of Cleveland, has become interested in economics while working in the dissertation minimum problems in physics and so this Jan Tinbergen, he began to apply mathematical tools to economics, which at the time was a relatively formal and non-mathematical discipline. In 1920, he joined a unit of the Dutch Central Bureau of Statistics to do research on business cycles. He stayed there until 1945, taking a leave of absence from 1936 to 1938 to work for the League of Nations in Geneva. So League of Nations was prior to UN. Before UN was formulated, some countries started to form what is known as League of Nations, was constituted in Geneva. Along with this, Tinbergen developed the field of econometrics, the use of statistical tools to test economic hypotheses. Tinbergen was one of the first economists to create multi-equation methods of economics. He produced a 27 equation econometric models for the Dutch economy. In his 1939 book, Business Cycles in the United States, 1990-1932, includes a 48 equation model of American economy that explains investment activities and models American business cycle. Another Tinbergen's major contribution was to show that a government with several economic targets for both the unemployment rate and the inflation rate, for example, must have at least as many policy instruments such as taxes and monetary policy. According to Tinbergen rule, a policymaker would have to control a certain number of instruments to obtain desired values of an equal number, that is equal to the number of instruments of economic targets. So now coming to the winners of the Nobel Prize, Ragnar Anton Fish from Norway, and the other mathematicians, this Fish and this Jürgen from Holland, for having the prize was given for having developed and applied dynamic models for analysis of economic processes. Next year, in 1970, it was given to all USA for the scientific work through which he has developed statics and dynamic economic theory and actively contributing to varying level of analysis in economic sciences. Sion Gulnes, USA, but he was born in Belarus, who is empirically founded interpretation of economic growth, which has led to an deeper insight into economic and social structure and process of development. 1972, John Hicks from UK and Kenneth Arrow from USA for their pioneering contribution to general economic equilibrium theory and welfare theory. So, just to show that some of the mathematical treatment they have done, I have one slide over here. The social welfare functions and optimality. So you can see a nice mathematical formula has been used to write this welfare function, social welfare function. Almost all of the economic Nobel prizes are given for similar type of mathematics. Wherever possible, I'll try to show some of the mathematics before. In 1973, the Wesley Leontief, he was eventually USA returned, but he was born in Russia, for the development of the input-output method and for its application in input and economic problem. So this is Leontief in 1955, which is used to analyze interdisciplinary relation model. It is called Leontief input-output model over here. So the mathematics he used was a model in order to understand the interdependence and complexity of the economy and thus the conditions for maintaining equilibrium between supply and demand. So thus, it is a technique to explain the general equilibrium of the economy. 1974, Gunnar Myrdal from Sweden and Felix August Hayek from Austria for their pioneering work in the theory of money and economic fluctuations and for their penetrating analysis of the interdependence of economics, social, and institutional phenomena. 1975 are now identified Kathmandu and Kathmandu, of which we have talked in more detail. So Kathmandu, though he is from state, but he was born in Netherlands. He's actually from Netherlands, became a chemical lecturer. For their contribution to theory of optimum allocation of resources. And this is Ramsey Kathmandu's model is declared the first equation of Ramsey Kathmandu's model is the state equation for capital accumulation is given in this mathematical formula here. And in 1976, Milton Friedman from USA. Later on, you'll see that most of Nobel Prize winners are from USA. For his achievement in the field of consumption analysis, monetary history, and theory, for his demonstration of the complexity of stabilization of policy. So this is condition analysis here. You can see again a graph to illustrate this theory from Stanley. 1977, Bertil Williams, Sweden, and James Madden, UK, for their path-breaking contribution to the theory of international trade and international capital movements. And someday, Gilbert Simon, USA, who is pioneering research into the decision-making process of the economic organization. 1979, Theodore Schultz, USA, in USA, so after USA, but he was from Barbados, for the pioneering research into economic development research, particular consideration of the problems of developing countries. So, he is from Barbados, but he became American. And IT, Lawrence Klein, USA, for the creation of econometric measures and the application to analysis of economic fluctuation and economic policies. James Jordan, 1981, USA again, for his analysis of financial markets and their relations to expenditure, decision, employment, production, and prices. So relation between these economic parameters. In 1982, George Stigler, USA again, for his seminal studies of industrial structures, functioning of markets, and causes and effects of bomb regulation. 1983, Gerard Derbo, France, but when the prize was given, that is, he was in USA at the time of the war, who having incorporated. He did become an American, but he was working there for some time. He's still here. He was experienced for all his life. For having incorporated new analytical methods into economic theory and for rigorous information of theory of example. So this is an axiomatic analysis of economic equilibrium by Gerard. So you have a very nice graph over here. A tree is called a such a tree. It's called tree. Such a tree is also called rooted tree. It's studied from this so-called. Today's day, the so-called arrow Debreu model represents the trademark of rigorous economic research. 1994, Richard Store UK for having made fundamental contribution to development of systems of national accounts and hence greatly improved the basis for empirical economic analysis. 1985, Franco Modigliani, Italy, the USA during the war and died in USA. 20 years he was in USA for his pioneering analysis of saving and of the financial markets. 1996, James Kathmandu Jr., USA, for his development of the contractual and constitutional basis for the theory of economics and political decision making. Not too much related with mathematics. 1987, Robert Salo, USA, for his contribution to the theory of the making of knowledge. Let's say that more and more mathematicians or economists from USA are getting this Nobel Prize for economics. And 1988, Maurice Elias from France, for his pioneering contribution to the theory of markets, efficient utilization of resources. So 1989, Craig Havelmo from Norway for his verification of the probability theory, foundation of economics, and the analysis of solutions, economic structure. Your mathematics. 1993, people got the Nobel Prize. It was shared by three people: Gary Markovich from USA, and Nelson Midler also from USA, and William Shea from USA. They must have it nearly for 5 years. For the pioneering work, the theory of financial economics. 1991, Ronald West from USA, from UK, but at the time of my work, he was in USA for his discovery and verification of the significance of transaction cost and property rights for institutional structure and function of the 1992, Gary Baker, again from USA, for having extended the domain of microeconomic analysis to a wide range of human behaviors and interaction, including non-market behavior. 1993, Robert Fogel, USA, and Douglas North, again USA, for having renewed research in economic history for applying economic theory and quantitative methods in order to explain economic and social changes. 1994, two from USA, one from Poland, Don Arsiani, USA. He was born in Hungary. Tony F. Nash, John Nash, Junior, this one is Junior, USA. Other Nash is a physician, renal center from Poland, for their pioneering analysis of equilibria in the theory of non-cooperative games. So this is known as Nash equilibrium. In game theory, Nash equilibrium, named after the mathematician Travis Nash, is the most common way to define the solution of a non-cooperative game involving two or more. Yes, this is very interesting. Right. So this is a question. 1995, Robert Lucas Jr. for having developed and applied hypothesis of rational expectations and thereby having transformed microeconomics analysis and depending on our understanding of economic policy. 1996, James Mallis, UK, and William Vickery, Canada, but during the award, he was in USA for a fundamental contribution to the economic theory of incentives on the asymmetric information. 1997, Robert Metal, USA, and Marion Schools, Canada, for a new method to determine the value of derivatives in economics. And this is known as Black-Scholes equation over here, which is a two-dimensional linear parabolic partial differential equation. In 1998, Amartya Sen from India for his contribution to welfare economics. So there is one Nobel Prize for economics for Indian, Amartya Sen, very prominent and Europe for policy making of in India. Very known, well-known person in India, Amartya Sen. In 1999, Robert moved to Italy. He was at the USA at the time for his analysis of monetary and fiscal policy under different exchange rates regimes and his analysis of optimum currency areas. 2000. Now we are coming to 2000 plus. So it is yet now. James Ackerman, USA, for his development of theory and methods for analyzing selective samples, and Daniel McFadden, USA, for his development of theory and methods of analyzing conflict discrete size. And this is here, and this analyzing methods, discrete sizes over here, the process, McFadden's model of the slice process. And 2001, George Eckendorf, USA, Michael Spence, USA, Jones Stiglitz, USA, for the analysis of markets with asymmetric information. So all from 2002, Daniel J. Neyman is right, but he was in the USA at the time, for having integrated insights from psychological research into economic science, especially concerning human development and decision making on uncertainty. But this type of methods is done with the help of fuzzy logic and fuzzy mathematics. 2003, Robert Eagle Thor from the USA for methods of analyzing economic time series with time varying volatility. Clive Wagner, UK, he was in USA at the time of the lab, for methods of analyzing economic time series with common trends. So this was, this is the first time that Nobel Prize was given for two different themes at the same time. Okay, in earlier cases, even 2-3 people shared it. It was for the same theme, working on the same process over there. So this is the economic time series with time varying. This is all over here. For some of the his slides I could find on the internet, and then I could show you here. Also, so these are some of the graphs they have even for the Nobel Prize for economic time series over here. In 2004, in Norway, he was in the US at the time. You can see most of those were in Norway, working in USA in some time, they have obtained this Nobel Prize. Edward Cohen from USA, Tesco from USA, for their contribution to dynamic microeconomics, the time constraints of economic policy, and the driving forces behind business cycle. So just take note that macroeconomics word we have come across from 2004, and it will appear time and again, I hope so. 2005, Robert Oman, Germany. He was in Israel at the time, and Thomas Schelling from USA wanted enhance our understanding of conflict and cooperation through game theory analysis. 2006, only one single laureate, Edmund Phelps, USA, for his analysis of intemporal trade-offs in microeconomics. So you can see again now from 2005 onwards, 4 onwards, this word microeconomics has come as a prominent topic for the economics. In 2007, Leonid, who's at Russia, another Russian, a long time, he was in USA at the time of work, and Eric Maskin, also USA, Roger Pearson from USA, who are having laid the foundation of mechanism design theory. So this is their mechanism, foundation of mechanism design theory. The difference of mechanism theory is given about mechanism design theory allows economists to analyze and compare the way in its markets or institutions such as a government efficiently allocate goods and services, given a gap in information between buyers and sellers. हाम्रो यहाँको खुब धुरन्धर विद्वानहरूले यो यस्ता चिज के पढेको छ कि छैन थाहा छैन. 2008, Paul Krugman, USA, for his analysis of trade patterns and location of economic activity. 2009, now you can see for the first time you are seeing a photo of a lady after so many years. In 2010, Eleanor Ostrom, USA, for analysis of economic governance, especially the common simple people. Actually, her work, some part of her work was done in Nepal. Oliver Williams, USA, for his analysis of economic governance, especially the boundaries of the field. So you can see here, the first time we have a lady here, and in one of the previous years also, the laureates had different interests or different titles over here. So here also, Ostrom has one title, analysis of economics, and the other Spen has another, of course, is analysis of economics, but a bit different from here. Here, he has added the boundaries of the field, though it's also economic governance. Now, this lady, Eleanor Ostrom, she is the first to obtain a Nobel Prize in economics, and also I met her some years before she became a Nobel laureate. But I couldn't find that photo when I was in she's from USA, and I visited her university there. So we invited him. She obtained in 2009, and in the next year, we invited him for our convocation. I was registered at the time since I met her earlier. So then we invited her. So she became the chief guest after the 16th convocation, which was held on December 8th. So you see, she is a guest. And I'm here as registered, escorting her to the convocation. And before that, we had a Senate meeting. Vice Ambassador Sharma is here, and you can see the Shiksha Monthly here, and I'm still here. Now, 2010, on 10, Peter Diamond, USA, Dale Morrison, USA, Christopher Pisarias, but first person from Cyprus, for their analysis of market source frictions. 11, Tom Sagan, USA, discovered USA now. After some years, in the recent years, most of the prize winners are from USA for their empirical research on cause and effects in the macroeconomy. So this word macroeconomy also has now slowly moving. So after 2000, a lot of uh, this this macroeconomy has entered into economics. 2012, and for USA, we are CPA, USA for the theory of stable agriculture and practice of market design. So this is the theory of stable agriculture and practice of market design. And something like the graph theory. 2013, we can frame USA and Lars Peter Hansen, Robert, they are also from the state for the empirical analysis of assets. 2014, coming back to France, John Tirole from France for the analysis of market power and regulation. 2015, August Diet from Scotland for the analysis of conditions for poverty and welfare. 2016, Oliver Hart, UK, and another one was Bergen Malmström from Finland. He was in USA at the time of the war for their contribution to contact theory. 2017, Richard Taylor, USA, for his contribution to behavioral economics. 2019, William Nordhaus, USA, for integrating climate change into long-run macroeconomics analysis. You can see again macroeconomics that has come over here. And another was Paul Romer, USA, for integrating technological innovation into long-run macroeconomics analysis. Now, 19, the second lady, Abhijit Banerjee from US, from India. He was in USA at the time of award. And Esther Duflo, France, USA at the time of award. So this is the second lady who got the Nobel Prize. Michael Kramer, USA, for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. 2020, Paul Regan, USA, Robert Williams, USA, for improvement of auction theory and invention of new auction formats. And 21, the last one, David Card, Canada. He was in USA at the time of the war for his empirical contribution to labor economics, and Josau Ongrist, USA, and together with August Industry, Netherlands, USA at the time of the war for their methodological contribution to analysis of population. When I write in this format, the prize money is possibly made half goes to this Canada, and among the half, then it is distributed among these two mathematicians, one from USA and one from Netherlands. So that's why I have to write in this way. Not three getting equal share. This one will get the bigger share. This will give the half of the half. So this is the causal relation between the state of laws and so on. This is how the money is given over. Now, that was all up to Nobel Prize over here. Nobel Prize 21. So 22, we are waiting for the Nobel Prize in economics for 1922. So in good time, we'll know the name of the 22 Nobel Prize winners. But leaving this economics, I have to show one photo of another person, Nobel Peace Prize. He's a very prominent person. That's why I thought that it will be very nice if I show this photo, Nobel Peace Prize, Muhammad Yusuf, Bangladesh. And he is the founder of Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. And he and his bank together were given the Nobel Prize. It's the bank generated by or started by Muhammad Yusuf, this Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2006 for their work to create economic and social development from below. Though he got a prize in Nobel Peace Prize, not Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences, but he got it for Nobel. But his work is related to it economics, and he just create economic and social development now from below. Uh, He's such a busy man. Kathmandu University, when I was uh, the lecturer in 2006, I tried to invite him for our convocation, but he was so busy, so he couldn't travel to Nepal. So I told him, if time good luck happen, he may come as a chief guest in one of our convocations of Kathmandu University. So I have not met him, though I have been to Bangladesh a few times, but he is so prominent because he is from Asia and also very good neighbor of Nepal. I thought that I should show this photo and this contribution uh, before I conclude today's lecture, today's workshop. So next time, this is for next time. Next time I'll be talking about Fields Medal. Because I had this book, Turbulent Times in Mathematics, related with Fields over here, Turbulent in Mathematics. The book I bought was on 5th August 2018 during the International Congress of Mathematics in 2018 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So now my next lecture will be related with this book, with the life of Fields and the people, mathematicians who are the field winners, field medals winners. That's my next seminar over here, concluding seminar over here. This will be the last one. The next seminar will be उयो मार्च 4 गएन 4 आज भइसक्यो पछि हो कहिले हो 11 भन्नु पनि यहाँ पढै लेखेछ दुखेर पढै लेखेछ so that will last now 4 भने 11 with field medals को विषयमा कुरा so I'll talk about field medals so that will be more than enough for today so I have tried to show how mathematics has been useful in economics, how economics has benefited from mathematics, and those of them are mathematics or close to mathematics who have been the laureate of Nobel Prize in economical sciences, they call it Nobel Memorial Prize. It's not a really Nobel Prize, we call it Nobel Memorial Prize. The prize given in economics is in memory of Nobel, not started by Nobel himself. Okay, that will be enough for today. So.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै so it was really wonderful and informative session, sir. त्यो म्याथ्सको हामीले हिस्ट्री र डेभलपमेन्टको पार्ट त छँदैछ त्यो सँगसँगै अलिकति हामी म्याथको एउटा म्याथ लभर भएर अथवा म्याथ एजुकेटर भएर चाहिँ त्यसको इकोनोमिक्ससँगको रिलेसन होइन त्यसको मतलब त्यसको हिस्ट्री अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ सरको जुन इन्भल्भमेन्ट छ नि सर डिफ्रेन्ट एरियामा होइन त्यो डिफ्रेन्ट प्लेसमा डिफ्रेन्ट एरियामा त्यो इन्भल्भमेन्ट हेर्दा पाउँदा पनि एकदमै I was enjoying, sir. आज हामी थोरै छौँ सर अघि 13-14 जति हुनुहुन्थ्यो
यो पछि त भिडियो जान्छ यसको चाहिँ पीडीएफ जान्छ हैन यो रियल म्याथमेटिक्स पनि होइन रियल डेभलपमेन्ट म्याथमेटिक्स होइन तर एप्लिकेसन अफ म्याथमेटिक्स एप्लिकेसन अफ म्याथमेटिक्स हो
अनि यो अनलाइनमा चाहिँ सर यो अलि रियल टाइम यो मिटिङहरुमा चाहिँ मान्छेको इन्भल्भमेन्ट धेरै कम देखियो क्या सर
अब लास्ट फिल्ड मेडल्स भएपछि सकिन्छ अब फिल्ड मेडल्स चाहिँ धेरै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ त्यसमा चाहिँ सकेसम्म नेत्रले इन्करेज गर्नुपर्छ वान अफ देम इज माई लास्ट सेमिनार अनि फिल्ड मेडल्स भनेको हरेक म्याथमेटिसियनको चाहिँ नि एउटा चाहिँ नि ड्रिम
हो सर
any mathematician likes to become a field medal. Field medal. Those who are below 40 should have an aim to
get field medals.
To become a field medalist. Certain field medalist सँगको मेरो फोटो पनि तपाईहरु देख्नुहुन्छ कुन बेला मैले फिल्ड मेडलिस्टसँग पनि मेरो भेट भएको हो
त्यो चाहिँ सर फिल्ड मेडलको लागि चाहिँ हामीले पर्टिकुलरली अलिकति यो प्योर म्याथको ब्रान्चमा काम गर्नु पर्यो हैन
म्याथै छैन एनी फिल्ड अफ म्याथ छैन
ए ओके
त्यहाँ पनि फिल्ड म्याथमेटिक्स कुन के काम गरे पाएको छ भने त्यहाँ पनि म आज जस्तै त्यहाँ डिस्क्राइब गर्छु
हुन्छ सर म त्यसको त्यो हाम्रो लास्ट इभेन्ट पनि हो त्यसको लागि म अलिकति
प्रोपागन्डा अलि बढी गर्नु पर्यो यहाँ जति पार्टिसिपेट भएको थियो उहाँले प्रोपागन्डा गरिदियो भनेर म त आफै केही गरिरहेको छु आजको लागि मैले इकोनोमिक्सको एक दुईजना टिचरलाई भनेको थिएँ हुन्छ सर भन्छ कता जान्छ इकोनोमिक्स पढाउने टिचरले यसको थाहा पाइराख्नु पर्ने हो नि तिनीहरूको आफ्नो पनि यसबाट एज बार पनि छैन त्यो त बुढाबुढीले पाइरहेको छ
हुन्छ सर अब सर म्यामहरूको केही क्वेसन छ भद्रमान सरलाई अर रिगार्डिङ टुडेज
सर यो एउटा भनिदिएको भए राम्रै हुन्थ्यो भने नेक्स्ट टाइम इम्प्रुभ गर्न सकिन्छ होइन धन बसेको भए त धनले के गरिरहेको छ कोही आज धन हराए
धन म्याम अहिले पिएचडी जोइन गर्नु भएको छ सर उहाँ बिजी हुनुहुन्छ
एनिवे
यता स्ट्रिम एजुकेसनमा पिएचडी जोइन गर्नुभयो उहाँले हुन्छ सर त्यसो भए आजलाई एन्ड गरौँ होला
नातिनीहरू यहाँ आएर चाहिँ मेरो यो झन्डै यहाँ मैले